Roasting chicken is always a game of trade-offs. Skin versus flesh, breast versus thighs, roasting it whole versus spatchcocking. You're always prioritizing one thing over the other. Today, we're prioritizing crispy skin and a good-looking bird. What we want to do here is we want to separate the skin from the flesh, taking a page out of the Peking duck method, so that we create a channel for the moisture to escape and for the skin to properly crisp up. To do that, we first remove the wings, and then you separate the skin. I mean, there's no pretty way to do this. You can use gloves or not. You want to break apart the membranes, and you just run your fingers slowly. And this is more of a weekend project than a weekday meal. If you want to have roasted chicken during the week, just put it in the oven. Once we're in, and you'll know when you're in, we use the back of a chopstick, or you can use the back of a spoon to help you loosen the skin. This side is done. You go to the other side. Without this step, it's very hard to achieve crispy skin because the flesh is constantly steaming it. So no matter what high heat you're cooking it at, the skin is never truly crispy. Now, same goes for the other side. With Peking duck, they just use a pump, but with chicken, I think chopsticks would do. The objective of the whole exercise is eliminating surface moisture. Now, we know the moisture can escape from the breast side. To create the channel for the other side, it's very simple. We remove the tip here, making sure the skin is separated here, and we cut around the legs at the very end to create another channel for the moisture to escape. Now, to take another page from the Peking duck playbook, we're going to blanch the skin with hot water to tighten it. So here, we have boiling water. To that, we add the seasoning for the chicken. A bit of salt, quite a bit. A bit of Japanese sweet mirin. This is optional, but the sugar content would help the chicken brown a bit better. And a bit of light soy sauce. Again, to give the chicken a different hue. I'm not going to bother with spices because it's so brief that it's not going to impart any real flavors. Now, we use a hook. You can use whatever you have. Through the neck or grab it by the legs. And you ladle. This is very counterintuitive, I know. We are removing the potential of future moisture by introducing moisture now. But what it does is it tightens the skin so that we will not have air pockets of steam. How many times have you seen roasted chicken with saggy skin? That's because of the air pockets of steam. If you've ever rinsed a bowl or a plate with boiling water, sometimes they dry up before you even have the chance to dry them with towel. That's because the water is at such high temperature. So even though we're blanching it with water, most of it will evaporate quite quickly. What I would definitely not do is to dunk this in ice water. You want the surface to be hot. Now we're done. I'm gonna grab a V-rack. These things are really good for roasting, but amazing for drying. And now, we give time for the evaporation to occur. Ideally, you help it with a fan. If you don't have one, it's okay. As you can see, after just 5 minutes, the surface looks really dry. Now, it's ready for the cast iron pan. I trimmed off the neck just so that it looks slightly nicer and it fits better. We're gonna add a bit of vegetable oil to help it get started. And to further eliminate the possibility of moisture, we have a baguette, which we would add first to the inside of the chicken. You just tear this apart. There's no point adding veggies to the carcass because they're not going to cook unless you want to overcook your chicken. But the bread would soak up the steam from the inside, so there's less moisture inside the oven. Bread's not going to be tasty, by the way. But we're going to add some bread on the sides. Those are going to be the tasty ones. You literally want to stuff the inside of the bird. Now we have some bread on the sides to mop up the juices, eliminate some moisture, and to give us some tasty bread later. This is not optional, by the way. If you want really crispy skin, you need something to mop up the extra moisture. And to eliminate the need for guessing, we're gonna add a meat probe, thickest part of the thigh, from the inside, of course. Once the thigh meat hits 70, it has to come out, because otherwise we'll overcook the breast by quite a lot. Now, we bring some heat to the cast iron pan on the stove, high heat, and you preheat your oven to 250 Celsius. I also added a pizza stone to the bottom of my oven, but that's optional. just to help the cast iron even more. Now that the pan's really hot, it goes into the oven. All right, we've hit 70. The bird comes out. Be careful, it's really hot. As you can see, there's no steam coming out from the oven because of the bread. Look at this beautiful creature. Can you hear it? That's the crispy skin we worked so hard to achieve. Now, most of the time, you should rest your chicken so the cooking evens out, the muscle fiber has time to relax, retains more juices. But in this instance, we're going to carve the moment the bird is cool enough to handle. Because the thickest part of the thigh is already cooked and we work so hard for the crispy skin, you don't want the chicken to sit and let the flesh steam the skin. I'm sure there are thousands of videos on how to carve a chicken. I'm not even gonna waste your time. This is cast iron, crispy skin, roasted chicken. I hope you enjoy. Where's my wine? Where's my wine?